one of my biggest weaknesses, that I'm working on, that has been, you can hear, and I don't want to edit that part out. You can hear that I'm kind of a little funky in talking about it. And it's because it's embarrassing. So I'm just going to just bite the bullet and say it. I'm a rescuer. And you might be too. And maybe not everywhere, but maybe in some places. And it hurts us. And it hurts the people around us. And we think we're helping and we're not. And I have spent years rescuing people when I needed to save myself. And what happens is if you become a chronic rescuer, you get into the habit of setting yourself on fire to keep others warm. And what happens is you also cripple other people's ability to learn how to take care of themselves. And what that means is you actually have to learn the ability to watch other people fail. This goes against every fiber of my hardwiring. I am by nature a helper. God has formed me to be in this world, to be a value add, to be a helper, to show up, to stand in the gap. That is something I know about myself unequivocally. However, I've had to learn that sometimes the best way to help people is to turn away, walk away, or move to the side. No one ever told me this. When I tell you that I have harmed people in my life because I continuously rescued them inadvertently, but by always being a safety net, by always being a backup plan, by always being a solution, I have failed to afford them the opportunity to learn from loss. Loss and failure can be one of the greatest teachers that we could ever have. Think about your own life. Think about who you are and how you show up today. How much of that is because of the trauma that you've had to overcome? How much of that is because you've had to learn how to stand in the gap of the own things you were lacking? How much of that is because people failed you and didn't show up and didn't do what they needed to do, not even intentionally, where they said they would? You developed skills that you leverage day in and day out to serve yourself, and by extension, at times, serving others. But recognize that it shows up big and small. If we're constantly making our kids sandwiches and doing their laundry for them up until the age of 30, they're not going to learn how to make a sandwich or do it for themselves. And even if we say to ourselves, well, they know how to do it, I'm just being helpful. Well, I want you to understand that even if they know how to do it, learning how to integrate that skill into their life in a daily way in your absence is something they will struggle with. And they will recognize that it would be easier to find someone else to stand in that place rather than do it themselves, because that's the life to which they become accustomed. People adapt to ease very quickly. And what happens is they don't step up and say, let me quickly replace it with the difficult thing. They say, is there another place where I can have something fill this gap that will replicate the ease to which I've been accustomed first? So when I raise my daughters, I think I want to raise people that know how to independently take care of themselves and are not looking to be fulfilled by others, so that one, they're not looking for someone else to sell them a story of how they lack, but two, so that when they eventually find the partners that they end up spending their lives with, that they're able to say, look, I am here as a value add to our partnership as we grow things together, but I am not here to stand in the gap of what you lack and be all the things that you can acquire and be for yourself. I tell you, friend, this lesson has been hard fought, and I'm still fighting it every single day.